Alright, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, and my fellow dweebs, Spank the Monkey back again with another video. This time, it is the second in my new series, Singles BOJINGLES, where we will be looking at some of the single buys that I've made over the past week or so, just to go through some of the cards and see what I'm picking up from the market. So yeah, let's get to it. So let's open the first pack here. I bought a couple of cards from about 3 sellers over the past week, just to add to my collection and add some pieces to some of the commander decks that I have. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's go over here. So normally there would be some amount of chaff provided, so let's just go through the chaff quickly. Since again, I had been out of Magic for a very long time, there are several cards that I've not seen yet among the tens of thousands that there are available, so it would be nice to go through some of the older cards. So we have Ritual of Rejuvenation, and Aerial Formation, that's pretty cool, look at that. Cruel Feeding, interesting. Okay. And then we have Forgotten Sentinel, Dukatung Thalid. Okay, what set is that from? Argivian Phalanx, from Dominaria, from the new recently launched set. Academy Wall, Aggressive Sabotage. Okay, we have a common here, Vesuvian Berserker, Bite Down, and that's it. Okay, so let's put that over here. Let's arrange them in common and uncommon piles. There you go. Up top. Alright, so here we go with some of the nicer pickups that we should be getting. Okay, first one is Not of This World. Okay, so this is an instant, which basically is a counter spell. So if you have a creature with power 7 or greater, then this would basically be a free counter spell. So I got this specifically to my Joyra deck, where Joyra is my commander, the timeless, what is this, the ageless innovator or something like that, and she would be able to cheat in artifacts. So the plan there was we ramp up with some cheap ramp cards to then play a lot of these large creatures, right, like the Elderazis and big artifacts. So this slots in for that as a little bit of protection. So let's put this over here. In common, we have Astral Cornucopia. So enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. Choose a creature, choose a color, add 1 mana of that color to your mana pool for each charge on Astral Cornucopia. It's a rare. Put that over here. Okay. And then we have Vanquish the Horde. So it's a removal. Yeah, good against a lot of creatures. Then we have Viral Drake. So it's a 3 and 1 blue to cast. It's a 1/4 flying with Infect. Nice thing about this is that you can pay 3 and blue to proliferate. Okay. Next we have Green Slime. So it's 2 in green with Flash. It's an ooze. When it enters the battlefield, counter target activated or triggered ability from an artifact or enchantment source. The permanent's ability is countered this way and destroy that ability. So it's pretty cool. And it has Foretell too. Put that over here. Okay. And we have, what is this? Toothy Imaginary Friend. So from, I think this is Battle Bond. Partner with Peer Imaginative Rascal. So it's a 1/1 illusion for 3 and blue to cast. Whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on Toothy Imaginary Friend. When Toothy leaves the battlefield, draw a card for each 1/1 counter on it. And then on the back we have Peer Imaginative Rascal. So it partners with Toothy, and if one or more counters we put on a permanent your team controls, that menu +1 of each of those counters are put on the permanent instead. So that's pretty nice. We have these paired together, so let's just put them over here. Okay. Next we have Vesuvian Duplamency, and it's foil extended art version. Came with the Dominaria set, and basically it says that whenever you cast a spell, so it's an enchantment, whenever you cast a spell that targets only a single artifact or creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that artifact or creature, except it's not legendary. So this slots into my fairly new Ivy deck, where we're caring a lot about making copies of Ivy to just swarm the battlefield. So this goes in with that. So this is a nice rare, nice pickup. Fortunately, I did not get that for the packs that I've opened for Dominaria. I opened 2 set boxes. But yeah, good pickup there. And we have Samut, Voice of Dissent. It's a mythic from, I believe this is Amonkhet, maybe? Or, yeah. And so it's 3 red, green. It's a 3/4 human warrior with flash, double strike, vigilance, haste. It gives other creatures haste. You can pay 1 white, tap it to untap another target creature. Okay, let's put that over here. So next, so why don't we make a separate file for sort of the cool stuff, like maybe the mythics that I picked up. Oh, I just forgot that this also has a back side to it, which is the 1000-year elixir. Pretty cool. Okay. And sorry, did I miss something in the back? No. So this is good. Let's move on to the next. We have Masterful Replication. So this again goes with my Ivy deck, just to add more instances to copy creatures. So pretty good pickup for me. Next we have Cryptoplasm. So more copying, this time in creature form. Next we have Sears Sundial, just to I think this would be good for some of my decks that need some landfall, some card draw, and you can do that through landfall. So nice pickup again. Oh, so I got 2 of them, and the last one, well, last couple would be the Oran Frostfang. Alright, so it's 3 green for a 2/6 snake, snow creature. Attacking creatures you control have Death Touch, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to the player, you get to draw a card. Nice. And lastly, we get a Petrified Field. So it's a comes from the list. You tap it to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Then you can tap, sacrifice, return target land card from your graveyard to your hand. So real estate there is always good. Okay, so that's from the first set of cards. Now let's go through another set that I picked up from another seller, and let's see what we get. You know, it's interesting because when you at least in the groups that I'm in, when you go through these cards, you actually, go through them very quickly, and you place dibs on them very quickly, because of course someone else might get it. And after a while, you forget. So I actually don't know anymore, like after a day, what I had ordered. So it's really nice to just go through this. It's like unboxing for me, right? Okay, so I think there's some chaff here. Start with Fertilid, Root Scale, Predator, Strategic Planning, all from the OG Commander Legend set, Renegade Tactics, Ivy, Lane, Denizen. Oh, okay. So maybe wait. Let's hold this off because I think these are quite good cards. We'll save this for the last, and maybe we'll go through this first. All right, here we go. So let's go through this. Yeah. So apologies if I had to stop that right in the middle because this I know what I got, and I'll save this for the last. All right. So let's go through this one first. Chaff, Jetmir's Fixer, and Quick Draw Dagger. Okay, and then maybe we can take out some of the chaff here. Yeah. We have Glamorous Outlaw and Shattered Seraph for the sort of card protector. Yeah, let's get to it. So we have first Aether Gale. Or Aether Gale, I don't know how you say that. So it's 3 blue, return 6 target non-land tokens to their owner's hands. Soul Blade Jin. Same casting cost. Flying creature, 4/3 Jin. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control get 1/1 until end of turn. Okay. Then we have Daring Thief. So it's a 2/3 human rogue for 2 and blue to cast with Inspired. Whenever Daring Thief becomes untapped, you may exchange control of target non-man permanent control, and target permanent and opponent controls shares a card type with it. So I think I got this because I'm also going to build a Lind deck. You know, it's the Curse Commander, and I believe the text goes that, you know, at the end of your turn, you're able to attach a curse from your graveyard to you. So what I'd like to do is, you know, be able to switch that around with another player so that they get the curse right. Okay, then we have a Mythic over here, Disciple of the Ring. So 3 blue. It's a human wizard, 3/4. So you can pay 1 to exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Then you can choose one. You can either counter target non-creature spell, unless the controller pays 2. Disciple of the Ring gets 1/1 till end of turn. You can tap or untap a target creature. Okay. So I'm gonna take over here. Maybe the foil over there. Okay, we have Rise and Shine from MH2. Okay. And then we have a foil Spell Weaver Volute. Okay, so it's a 3 blue. Enchant instant card in your graveyard. Whenever you play a sorcery spell, copy the enchanted instant card. You may play the copy without paying its mana cost. If you do, remove the enchanted card from the game and attach Spell Weaver Volute to another instant card in a graveyard. So you're able to recur instants from a grave or any graveyard, actually, each time you play a sorcery spell. So it's a 2-for. 2-for-1. Okay, let's put that away. Okay, we have another rare here, Sanguine Spy from Streets of New Capenna. So it's 2 and a black with it's a vampire rogue 2/3 with Menace and lifelink. So you can pay 1, sacrifice another creature, look at the top card of the library, you put that card in your graveyard. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 5 or more mana values among cards in your graveyard, you may pay 2 life. If you do, draw a card. So I've got 2 of those. Then we have Defiant Bloodlord. So it's 5 black. I think this is from one of the Zendikar sets, the OG one. So it's a 4/5 vampire with flying, and it says whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So good for the aristocrats or the life gain decks. So I picked up 2 of that. Okay. Okay, and then we have a curse, which I mentioned to you that I'm trying to build. So Curse of Stalked Prey. So it's 1 and red. Enchant player, whenever creature deals combat damage to an enchanted player, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. So just a little bit of incentive for opponents to attack an enchanted player. Okay, then we have Akun Hellkite. So 4 red. It's a 4/4 dragon with flying and has landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If that land is a mountain, then it deals 2 damage instead. Okay. Then we have a Meandering Tower Shell. So 3 green. So it's a turtle with 5/9 with Island Walk. And whenever it attacks, exile it, return to the battlefield under your control, tapped and attacking at the beginning of the declare attacker step on your next turn. Okay. So you attack, it disappears, and then on your next attack phase it comes back. Is that what it does? Funny, it's quite interesting. Okay. And lastly, we have Champion of Lambholt. So it's a 1/1, 1 green human warrior to cast creature. And if you've watched some of the one of the Game Nights episodes, there was this lady, I forget her name, who had used this twice, and this did a lot of work, just a lot of work. So looking to use this to augment my existing decks. Okay, so moving on to the aborted pack earlier. So we'll just finish the chapter that we got from that. So we have the 9th Bridge Patrol, Rummaging Goblin, Deranged Assistant, Universal Solvent, Wild Size, and Murder. Okay, so let's go to this one. So the first is, well, let's do it this way. We have Gold Span Dragon. So yeah, this is a really good pickup for me. I know that this is going up in price now and is really a very strong card these days, especially because there's seems to be a lot of interest now in making treasures. So I do have 2 decks that could use Gold Span Dragon in it. So it's 3 red, 4/4 dragon with flying and haste. Never attacks or becomes the target with a spell, create a treasure token, and treasures you control have tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 2 mana of any color. So you're doubling the mana that can be generated from a treasure. So it's pretty cool because when it comes in, it has haste, it attacks, you create a treasure, and that treasure can give you 2 mana right away. So essentially you're getting back 2 after paying 5. And then if you have several more treasures, then you're actually doubling the output of that. So that is pretty good. And it's a staple really in most decks. And lastly, we have Dockside Extortionist. So this is a chase card from the C19 Commander set. I had always been looking out for this, and when Dominaria came out, the more recent set, I was quite happy that they had a reprint. However, I didn't see prices drop. So over the last maybe 2 months since Dominaria dropped, I had been actually looking for this to pick up something that, you know, is below my target price, and finally something came up and finally snatched one. So this is a very powerful card. So it's for 1 red, it's a 1/2 Goblin Pirate. Whenever this enters the battlefield, you create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. So basically it's just giving you mana, giving you treasures, and you can play this in so many ways, and this really is one of those super strong cards, and I can see that I'm going to have a lot of fun installing this in a lot of my decks. Oh, so sorry, we still have one more. I completely missed this. I think this would still be some of the sort of cheaper, low-powered, but interesting collection cards. So let's just go through this very quickly. So again, let's take out the Chapter, Sky Crier, and Jewel Thief from Sears Sundial. And then, yeah, we have Maestro's Initiate and Psionic Swoop. Oh, okay, so we have a bonus round here. Okay, so we have 1 Forgotten Ancient, 3 in green. Whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a 1/1 counter to Forgotten Ancient, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of 1/1 counters from Forgotten Ancient into other creatures. So good for counter matters decks. I don't have that right now, but certainly we'll look into building one. Next is Phyto Titan. So it's 4 green. It's a 7/2 plant elemental from M15. When Phyto Titan dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at his or her next upkeep. So this just comes back. Then we have Ferris Band War Chief. Is that how you say it? So it's 3 in green. It's a 3/3 centaur warrior with vigilance and trample. And other centaur creatures you control get 1/1 and have vigilance and trample as well. So this is very good for a centaur tribal deck. Next, we have Hunter's Prowess for 4 in green. It's a sorcery. Till the end of the turn, target creature gets 3/3 and gains trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw that many cards. Nice. Oh, okay, so I have 2 of that. Next, we have Savage Knuckle Blade. So it's for green, blue, red. It's a 4/4 Ogre Warrior. So you can pay 2 in green. Savage Knuckle Blade gets 2/2 until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. You can pay 2 in blue. Return Savage Knuckle Blade to its owner's hand. You can pay red and it gains haste until end of turn. Okay. Next we have Pristine Skywise. 4 white blue. It's a 6/4 dragon with flying. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you can tap Pristine Skywise. It gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Cool. And then we have Sage of the Inward Eye. So for 2 blue, red, white. It's a 3/4 Djinn wizard with flying, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. And from the same set, we have Ankle Shanker. So for 2 white, red, black, 2/2 Goblin Berserker with haste, and whenever this attacks, creatures you control gain first strike and death touch until end of turn. Okay, and then we have another card from the Eldrazi sort of flavor, Gruesome Slaughter. So for 6 colorless, you can play the sorcery until end of turn. Colorless creatures you control gain tap. This creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Okay. Then another one here is Aligned Hedron Network. So for 4 mana, this is an artifact, and it says when Aligned Hedron Network enters the battlefield, exile all creatures with power 5 or greater until Aligned Hedron Network leaves the battlefield. Okay, so I've got 2 of those. Okay, and then we have a foil land here, Vivid Creek, okay, and a Vivid Grove. Alright, so that's about it. Sorry, I missed this other pack, but yeah, some pretty good cards there. And I think that's about it. We have some really nice, lovely cards here, and looking to add this to my existing decks. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you on the next one. Bye-bye.